today is just an introductory class.
Okay.
Okay. Uh, I'll be just creating your ID. I'll be checking your access. I'll be helping you to set up the virtual machine on your device. Okay. Now
Mm-hmm.
tell me a little
Yeah.
bit about yourself. It's been a long time that we have worked together. Like, what are you doing? Like, what is the activities that you're working on, so that I can align my class
Yeah.
according to that.
Oh, okay. I appreciate that. Thank you. So the last time I was with you, you taught me Windows System Center. And
Okay.
it was
Okay.
a really good class. I really, really enjoyed it. I've done other like many different trainings platforms, and I really did enjoy yours.
Thank you so much.
So that's why I knew I was going to do this a lot sooner, but then I had did another course that was a Microsoft one, and I killed the rest of my budget for training. So I had to
Okay.
wait until the new year, and that's why I kept waiting. And then I knew once, okay, 2023, I'm going to bug you and see if you have something going on. Anyways, so now I'm tasked with implementing Windows Intune. So we already have it. Yeah,
That's
we have it. We're licensed for Windows Intune. I don't
uh-huh.
think we have like the top tier licensing, but I think we have enough to I guess for managing the desktops or have line of sight to the desktops. And then the
Okay.
idea is to be able to um, enroll our phones, our mobile devices, so the company phones. So
Mm-hmm.
that way we have line of sight to them if we need to, block certain applications from being installed. If they come to us and say we lost our phone, we can push a remote wipe, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Okay.
because right now
So,
we have nothing. We have nothing. So
so in this class, I'll be concentrating a lot of Windows 10. I mean, on Windows 10. For
yeah.
mobile devices, it will just be doing the same thing on the company portal side.
Okay.
Okay. So basically, you have to install a company portal for mobile devices for it to take control of it. Other than that, I don't think there's anything different from
So you're
mobile devices.
saying there's there's not much involved. You're saying for the phone stuff, like it's pretty
Phone
straightforward.
stuff, and because of the practicality of showing it to me, showing it remotely. Okay,
Yeah.
that is the thing. So, but we could have doubts. You can definitely ask me. I'll be there, not a problem. Now, first and the foremost, as of today,
Yeah.
what I want is what we will be doing is we will be creating an ID for you in the Intune, in the lab Intune, so that you
Yeah.
can start accessing it.
Okay.
Okay, so
Sure.
before we do that, I'll explain you the Intune console.
Hmm.
Okay, now how do you log into Intune console? The first question is, okay, how do you log into Intune console?
Right.
Okay, so we use this is a very uniform URL. Okay, for every company, it's going to be HTTPS endpoint dot Microsoft dot
Hmm.
HTTPS endpoint dot Microsoft dot com. So if I go ahead and type HTTPS endpoint dot Microsoft dot com,
Hmm.
you will be able to. Since I've already logged in once, I'm able to log in again. Okay, it
Hmm.
will automatically. If I'm not logged in, you have to give your username and password. And you log in. Okay.
Right.
Now, once you log in, okay, what you see here, you see different. Is it if you see the almost the layout is pretty similar to your Intune, right? Sorry, your SCCM, right?
So what were you saying about the interface?
Yeah,
Sorry.
the interface looks similar to our SCCM, right? Almost similar, not
Right.
very similar, but yeah, nearby.
Can I
Okay.
ask you a
Now,
sidebar question? Is Windows Intune or Microsoft Intune supposed to be replacing System Center, or is that a little too far?
see, the idea is yes,
Yeah.
but eventually, maybe 7 to 10 years, it might take.
Okay. Okay.
So it's almost a decade. But because when we talk about the differences between the SCCM and Intune, you'll have a very good clarity on that.
Yeah.
Okay, why, what? Because there's so many features of SCCM is not there in Intune.
Right. It's
Okay,
almost like right now you need both of them.
exactly. Right now we are using both of them, uh, but some companies are completely into Intune.
Hmm.
Okay, I have designed a lot of projects of late from past 6 months,
Yeah.
where they have big fix and they are moving directly from big fix to Intune without SCCM.
Big fix. Okay. Never heard of that.
That's another deployment tool. I don't know if you've
Okay.
heard about it. Okay,
Yeah.
so they're directly moving into Intune. They're not even thinking of implementing SCCM.
Okay.
Okay, but it all depends on the business requirements, the complexity of the environment, and everything.
Right.
Okay, yes.
Okay.
So yes, now here we have the home page. So here what you can see in the home page is first you can see the entire status of your environment. So you have your active, how many apps are installed, what is the current status, what is the compliance, what are the device configurations. Okay, let me open for the one which I've already used. This is a fresh lab, this is a pretty new lab. So let me check
Mm.
open for the one which I already have some data in that. So you can basically see how many devices are compliant, what is the account status, and all the details will come in the
Mhm.
home page.
Right.
Okay, now we have something called as Microsoft Managed Desktops, which if we have Azure Virtual Desktops, those will be displaying here. Since we don't have any of those, it's not displaying. Okay, but eventually you'll be able to see the status of those M365 cloud-based virtual machine details here. Okay,
Can I,
after
can I
that,
ask you a question? Sorry
yes,
to interrupt. Can I ask you a question?
please ask me. Yes, ask me.
Yeah, yeah, okay. The Azure Desktop, is that when you're adding, instead of having a domain controller on-prem, you're just basically adding the Windows 10 machine directly to the Windows Azure domain controller or Microsoft Azure?
Yes, yes, it'll be domain joined. So the device will be Azure ready joined.
Azure join, okay,
Yes, yes, the device will be Azure ready joined. Yes,
okay. And that's without having an on-prem domain controller, right?
yes, yes, yes. Instead of
Okay,
having on-prem domain controller, you're
okay,
absolutely right.
okay.
Okay, yes. Now, yeah. Next is the dashboard.
Hmm.
Okay. Now, what is this dashboard? Okay, it's a nice concept. Okay, where you get to see the status of your entire estate.
Hmm.
Okay, or entire your Intune estate on the dashboard. So you click on dashboard. Okay, you can
Yeah.
you would be having default dashboard. This is a default dashboard. And what we
Hmm.
can do, we can create our own dashboard based on the requirement. So if you go click on new dashboard, blank dashboard. So see here, I can choose the tile galleries that I want based on the requirement. You'll be learning about all of these, so you'll have an idea what kind of a dashboard you would be building. So you can put like this.
Okay.
So based on the time zone, you can even select the time zone.
Okay.
You can select the app protection policies. You can select the client apps. You can select the device compliance. You can select the device compliance status. You can select the device configuration profiles, whatever you feel like.
Hmm.
You can check the enrollment status. You can check the Intune enroll devices. You can check the endpoint protection, whatever is required. And then if you click on, say, say screen dashboard. Save. See, whatever you added there, all
Mhm.
of those details are available here.
Okay. So it's customizable. Okay.
You can customize them, okay, however you want to. Okay. Next, you have something called as devices. This is where most of our job is. Okay. This is where most of our job is. Will be coming into these devices and playing around with devices a lot. Okay. In the devices, when you come to the overview, okay, in the device overview, there are several tabs like your enrollment status, enrollment alert, compliance status, configuration status, software update status. Now, let me tell you what these will do. Okay,
Mhm.
under the device tab, okay, under the device tab, first enrollment status. What it will do, if you see, the whole point of enrollment is how many devices are coming into Intune. How many devices are being enrolled into Intune. That is the point of enrollment status.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, so in holistically, what it will do is it will review details about Intune devices or Intune enrolled devices
Mhm.
by platforms and enrollment failures by
Mhm.
platforms and enrollment failures. We see here, I have Intune enrolled devices. And you can see the platforms and with any failures, you can see that if there are any.
Right.
Got it? That is in
Yeah.
the enrollment status.
Right.
You have enrollment alert. Okay, there's something called as enrollment alert. Now, what does this tell you is if there are unassigned devices, if there are unassigned devices, that means unassigned means the devices are there in Azure ready, but not still in Intune. Okay,
Say that one
so
more
if there
time. Sorry. Sorry.
see enrollment alert means
Yeah.
if there are any unassigned devices. When I say unassigned devices,
Yeah.
devices would be in your Azure Active Directory. See, in SCCM what will happen, first the devices will be in AD, right?
Right.
Then it will come to SCCM, right?
Yeah.
In Intune, same thing. The only difference is the devices will be in Azure Active Directory. Then it will come to Intune.
Okay. So if it
But you
doesn't
will do
have an agent, I guess it's considered unassigned.
that. Exactly, yes. Okay. Intune
Okay.
has an agent, but yeah, it does not have a client deployment like a system client. Okay.
Okay.
We'll slowly go there. We'll slowly go there. Okay.
Okay.
If there
Yeah.
are unassigned devices, okay, you can find more details about it here. You can find more details about it here.
Okay.
Compliance status. So if you go to compliance status, so the word compliance itself mean what? There will be some rules and your devices has to comply to that rules, isn't it? So compliance in a way is there are a set of rules. End user devices has to other to those rules or agree to those rules. Correct? That is the
Right.
meaning
So,
of compliance. Yes?
right. So you could say if they don't have the latest antivirus definition update with Windows Defender, then they can't connect or they can't.
You're absolutely right. You're
Yeah.
absolutely right. You're on with that. So, what you can see here is it will review compliance based on device policy, settings, threats, and protection, like what you just said.
Mhm.
Okay? Based on that, it will review and it will give you the status of it. It will give you the status of it. Like here, you can see the status of it. Next, you have something called as configuration status. So you will be deploying different, not applications, you'll be deploying some different configurations. The the on-premise part of it, you can think of it like group policy objects. You deploy to group policies, right?
Mhm.
Similar to that, we have something called as configuration profiles in Intune. Okay, and you also call it as Intune policies. So here it will give you the status of those policies, how it is deployed, is it successful or not, all those things it will give you. So configuration status means to review configuration status of device profiles. That is nothing but your Intune policies. Okay, in holistically, in simple terms, it's called Intune policy. Okay,
Mhm.
and it will tell if it is correctly installed or not. At the end of the day, at last you have your software update status, your patch management. Okay, if you come here, it will check if your patches have been deployed to all the devices or not. Is it success or is it failure? You will be able to see that. Okay,
Okay.
so holistically, what you are seeing here is see a visual of the deployment status of for all devices and all users. See, you are seeing the status of deployment for all devices, for all users. So, getting the idea?
Yes.
Yes. And here, if you come to all devices, you can see all the devices here that is there. Okay, all the devices that has been enrolled. Okay,
Mhm.
some of them are personal, some of corporate. We'll go very in deep detail about this as well, how it works and what are those parameters behind them.
Mhm.
After that, you have you have devices based on the platforms here. Okay, if you click on Windows, you can see. And for these devices, you have compliance. What are the compliance policies configured? What are the configuration profiles configured? Okay, all of these things are available here. You're getting my point?
Say that.
Okay.
Say
Next,
that again. All of these things have what? Sorry.
you have your compliance policies.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, basically, the compliance policy is nothing but the rules that you configure. Then you have configuration profiles is nothing but Intune policies. If you have a PowerShell scripts, you can deploy them from here. Okay. Then these are
Mhm.
related to your patch management. Okay. Automated patch management, how you will do through Intune. So all of it will come under platform Windows.
So you're saying you
Okay.
can replace WSUS with Intune?
In Intune, there is no WSOS. We have something called as Windows Update for Business.
Oh,
Okay, so that's a new concept. So we don't use WSOS in Intune.
okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
Yes. Then after this is done, what you can do is you can also same thing. Whatever you saw there, the same thing will be available here under the policy section. Okay, so this is the devices part. If you come to the apps part, you will be able to see all the apps that are staged onto your Intune. There are two different types that we do. One is Win32, other one is LOB. And we'll go in very detail about this. We'll learn very, very detail about this. Okay, but how this works. Okay, and
Mhm.
there are something called as app protection policies. So, what is this app protection policy? Basically, say if a person is accessing the company, say company software or company email on their personal device, they should not copy the contents of the company email onto their personal notepad, onto a personal device notepad. So, basically, app protection policies will segregate or will protect your company data when it is being accessed from a non-company device or from a personal device. Getting the point?
Yeah.
Okay, that is one of the usages of your app protection policies, and this is a separate class on own. So we'll be learning about app protection policies, how it is configured, and all those things. Okay, we will be doing it. Okay,
Okay.
now then after this app protection policies and after the apps are all staged, what we will do, okay, we have something called as endpoint security. So this is endpoint security is nothing but how your Windows Defender logs in, how your Windows Defender works, how are the Windows Defender policies are configured. Okay, so all of those things you can see it in the app protection policy, sorry, endpoint security.
Mhm.
Now, the most important for any deployment tool, what is it? Reporting, right? End of the day, you need reports. Correct?
Right.
Your manager only asks for reports. He doesn't
Mm.
care you have moved, heaven and earth, you've done anything. He doesn't care about it. End of the day, management says, what is the status of our end user computing estate? What is the list of devices in which a particular application is installed or not? So all of those details can be done here. Unfortunately, in Intune, we don't have a lot of reporting options out of the box. Okay, out of the box on the Intune console, you don't have a lot of reports. So what we will do, we will integrate Power BI. So I will show you how to integrate Power BI and how to get reports.
Do you need a license for Power BI?
Yes, you do need a license, but as a developer, we would be only doing it using a Power BI desktop. So we don't need a license for that, it's free. To learn, we don't need, but if you want to, what is it, share the report, then you will need a license.
Right. Okay.
Okay? Yes, yes. That's another, but if you have EMS E5 license, I don't think so it will be a problem. But anyway, when we talk about licensing, there's
Yeah.
separate class on licensing. You'll have a very good understanding of that.
Okay.
Okay? Next, you have something called as users. This is where all your users will be present. Okay,
Hmm.
whoever the users that this was my previous class
Hmm.
students, a lot of people. Okay,
Yeah.
so
A lot of students. Oh, wow.
yeah, a lot of students, yeah. So uh, you will, I will be creating an account for you like this, so that you can access the Indian console. Okay, and you should be able to learn from there. Okay, next, so I'll also tell you how to create and all those things, so that you can also create your own test users as well. Next, you have something called as groups. These groups are nothing but collections. In SCCM, groups are nothing but in SCCM, whatever you call it as collection, in Intune you call it as groups.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Okay.
you will be able to create the groups. Okay, here and I will see there are similar things like include collection, exclude collection, direct membership, direct membership rule, query membership rule in SCCM, right? Similar to that, little bit slight difference with some limitations you have. You can create things in the groups. I will equate. I will tell you how you can bring in the same experience in the groups as well.
Okay.
Okay, I'll show you how to do that. There are some tips and tricks. There are some methods that you can follow. Yes, I will show you
Mm-hmm.
all those things. Okay, we'll practically do it. At the end, you have something called as tenant administration. Okay, so tenant administration. This is nothing but it will give you the service details. It will tell you how many devices are enrolled, how many total licensed users, how many users I can use. Okay, now what I will do now next is I'm going to create a username for you. I'm going to create a username for you. Okay, so let me go to users. Let me go to new user, create a new user. Chris is going. Who says location? You're in Canada, right?
Yes.
Job title, Intune administrator. Department is end user computing. Company name is online training manager. This is exactly you will create in your production as well.
Okay.
Create. Now, after creating this, there are two things that you have to do. First thing is you will have to be given an Intune administrator role. Okay, so I'll show
Mm-hmm.
you that. So I normally prefer going to Azure Active Directory. For that, you have to go to All Services, Microsoft Azure Active Directory. Click on this. Azure Active Directory. Here, go to Users, then go to screen, your username, assign the roles, click on Add Assignment. Here, you have to give Intune Administrator. After this is done, there's one more activity that you have to do. Go back to your Intune console. Again, click on screen. Add license. I have license here. Assignment. Enterprise mobility. I want to select everything. Click on save. We'll have a very detailed discussion about this. No worries. Okay, we'll have a very detailed discussion about this. Now your account is basically ready. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the password, username and password. I want you to reset it. Okay. I
Okay.
want you to show me that you're able to access. Give me a minute.
Okay.
Set password. I'm sending you the account details
Okay.
in the WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
Set
In
password.
the, would you be able to do it just in the chat? Because I only have that. Oh, well, I have it on my phone. I mean, it's if that's okay, then.
I can give you both places, not a problem.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, that's fine. It's just I have it in my phone. Yeah.
Now wait a minute. I'll give you presenter. I want you to log in. Okay. I'll make you presenter. Please share your screen and show me that you're able to log in.
Okay. Let's do that. Share screen.
No.
Oh,
Endpoint.microsoft.
oh, we got to go to endpoint. Sorry, I thought it was I had to go to Azure to do that.
No. Everything is an endpoint.microsoft.
Everything is input. Okay.
Okay, first thing is open in incognito mode because you will be using use a different browser or open in incognito mode, either of those two.
Okay. Sorry, I can't spell. Why does it keep doing that?
No, you have to type endpoint.microsoft.com. Yes. Go ahead and give Chris at the rate.
Okay.
Next, you can give the password and change the password. Give a complex password, okay?
Sure. I'm just gonna make note of that. So I'm just gonna make a. I'm gonna add a note on my end. Just. Great.
So you're able to log in, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Now, yeah. Now go and validate your license. Go to users. Yes, go click on Chris screen. Yes. Click on licenses on your left side. Yes. Now after this, go to assigned roles. You can see EMS. If I you learn a very detail about different type of licenses, so it'll all make sense to you again after some days. Okay,
Okay.
so you're ready. Your lab is ready. I would want you to explore. Okay, after the class, I want you to explore this.
Okay.
Okay, for you to have a better understanding. Got it?
You want me just to kind of click around and read the different
Look
things?
around, play with, have a feel of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so that you are familiar with the console. You need not understand it. Just be familiar with it. Making you to
Mm-hmm.
understand is my responsibility.
I've used it before because we have it in production. It's just
Uh-huh.
I've enrolled the computers. I just haven't configured many policies yet.
The
Like they
whole
want to.
point in production is you would be worried, if you're going to mess up stuff. Here
Yes,
you mess up.
that's why I told them if you want me to do it, I need to be properly trained because I they want me to push out Bitdefender to the laptops, and they want all this stuff, and it's like, but I don't feel confident enough to do that. So,
Definitely, definitely. After this class, you'll get the confidence. That's the whole
okay,
point of taking my class. So here, if
yeah,
you want to mess up, you're free to mess up.
yeah,
Okay?
that's right, that's right.
Okay?
You're right.
You have, you have everything. So free to mess up. So this lab, you will have it for about 3 months. That
Okay,
is, after third month, this lab will expire. So till 3 months, you
okay,
can play around with it. Okay?
that's good.
Yes.
That's good. Yeah.
Yes. Now you have learned about how your Intune console works, and basically like you got the access to the Intune console. So
Mm-hmm.
what we will be doing in the coming class, okay, you will be
Hmm.
learning about differences between Intune and SCCM, and you'll be learning about licenses. So we'll be
Hmm.
covering these two things in the coming class.
Okay.
Okay, what Intune and SCCM, what is the difference? Okay, and we'll see what are the Intune licenses that are available. Now, since you have already installed your virtual machine, you will be using this virtual machine for every activity that we do practically. Okay, you have virtual machine installed, right? So we'll be using that, and I hope you have downloaded the software list which I've given.
You talking about from the drive, the
The
Google
drive?
Drive?
Yes. Yes.
I don't know if I did.
If not, you
This
can download it. You
this
can,
one here
if
though. Which one is it?
and
This here?
entire thing, Intune class software, the entire
Oh,
Intune
where
class
do I
software.
can grab them all?
Yes,
All of
all of
these? I need all these.
yes, yes. I
Zero
want you
way.
to practice it. That's why.
Okay. Zero way.
Okay. So okay.
Zero way. So I highlighted them all. Zero way to just download
So
them or what?
go to Intune class software and click on download.
Oh yeah, yeah. I did that already. Yes, I did. Right here.
Then it is done. Then it is
Yes, I
done.
do have that. Okay. Sorry.
Okay. So we can use this for our application deployment lab activities.
So I'm just copying it to the desktop because I'm
No,
gonna
no, no,
need.
no need to copy it into the virtual machine.
Oh, I don't
No
need
need
it
to,
in here.
you will not need
Okay.
it because virtual machine will deploy everything through Intune.
Okay.
Okay, the whole point of virtual machine is for us to deploy everything to Intune. My class is completely practical. So whatever you're going to do on this one machine, you can be able to do it on hundreds of machines.
Yes. Yeah. No,
Okay.
I really do like the way you teach. So.
Yes. So, so what we'll do is tomorrow the topic that we will be discussing is going to be on Intune licensing and the differences between SCCM and Intune.
Okay.
Okay. Because
That's
why we'll be discussing about Intune licensing is by knowing what license your company holds, you will know what capabilities that you can achieve based on that license.
right.
Okay, what all features you can use, all of those details you will come to. Got it?
Right. Yes, I got it.
Okay, I'll
Okay,
bye.
that's great. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Have a good day.
Bye bye.